Memphis Light Gas and Water customers are paying for a $5 million research project to study our drinking water. So why won't the utility make the results public? The 5-year project is considered the most expansive and intense investigation into our water supply. The critics say the utility company has a gag order on what's being discovered. Jenny DePrizio is digging into this one.
Public money is funding it, but the public has no information from it.
Memphis resident Jim Kavorik doesn't understand why Memphis Light Gas and Water isn't more transparent when it comes to publicly funded research into the Memphis Sands Aquifer. Every month, 18 cents per household goes to pay for researchers from the University of Memphis Center for Applied Earth Science and Engineering to investigate the water supply. But MLGW won't let researchers freely talk about what they've found.
We have called it for years now a gag order, and it's exactly that.
Graduate students are researching everything from potential breaches in the aquifer along the Wolf River to how to minimize movement of contaminated water underground. A total of 20 different projects are either underway or already completed. It's the most expansive look at our water supply so far, says Dr. Brian Waldron, director of the Institute. We caught up with him while he was out in the field doing research.
We will have a better picture of known breaches. We may even suspect some other places.
Is what you're finding surprising, or is it more or less than you thought? What can you say about that?
That's one of the questions you're going to have to write down for MLGW.
Waldron said the contract prevents him from freely answering that question. In fact, the contract says MLGW will schedule, coordinate, and approve all presentations, public statements, and communications regarding this research project. In fact, to do the interview, MLGW made us submit a list of questions, and we were told lawyers had to sign off on the answers, and MLGW reminded us of that before the interview began.
We are staying to the question around the questions you previously sent, correct?
They can't comment on anything unless there's been explicit, permission and review and approval by MLGW.
Sarah Houston is the executive director of Protect Our Aquifer and says MLGW itself isn't following part of its agreement. According to the contract, there's also supposed to be 2 educational meetings a year for the public. But Houston says MLGW hasn't held one since this one in 2019, despite being asked. She says the utility company needs to be more transparent.
There's so much to learn about and to unpack. That's not going to happen in one meeting. That's not going to happen in one presentation. That is an ongoing conversation.
MLGW declined our request for an interview, but in a statement, MLGW said in part it approves communications prior to an interview to help ensure accuracy, particularly in response to questions involving research that is incomplete, ongoing, or subject to interpretation. In East Memphis, I'm Jenny DePrizio.